Every day, there's a battle for your mind raging. Information coming from every angle with the will to deceive. Fear not. You found the place for truth. The voice of a generation that still has the will to believe in the greatest country in the history of the world. This is the Charlie Kirk Show. Buckle up. Here we go.
Hello. Welcome to a lovely Wednesday on the Charlie Kirk Show. I am Blake Neff. I'm also here with Danny Phillip, one of our friends here on the show. We have a lot coming ahead today. We're in the final week before the Virginia and New Jersey elections, which people have wanted us to be rallying the troops for that. Yeah. We are going to rally the troops for that. We'll be having Cliff Maloney on later on, and we'll also be having Dr. Larry Arnn to talk about Charlie's views on education, which were very different, but very rewarding, very positive. And we also want to look ahead to our event tonight. We have probably the biggest event in our Turning Point tour this fall. It's going on tonight in Ole Miss in Oxford, Mississippi. Erica's going to be there. The vice president is going to be there, J.D. Vance. I think a lot of the team is out there. Andrew's there. That's why I am in this chair. I think Mikey's going to be out there. Basically, they sent all of our top talent over there, and they left us to hold down the fort. But we're going to do our best here. That event is going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight, 5 o'clock Central. I think Fox is going to be carrying it.
Yeah, they are.
And probably Rav too, hopefully. And it'll be online too, I imagine. Lots of possible ways to watch it. We encourage you guys to tune into that. Catch Erica and the vice president. But what we want to talk about at the top of this hour is a chart that we saw yesterday that was really, really jarring and very revealing about the state of modern American politics. So to set this up, there's a commentator who's popular on not even the far left, he's kind of the center technocratic left sort of people, the Silicon Valley set. His name is Noah Smith, which is really funny because our own video guy is also named Noah Smith. Very different Noah Smith that we have around here. So this Noah Smith guy, he has a very popular Substack. I think he makes $300,000 a month in subscribers to that. He's also a very funny guy. I think he had to get therapy to be attractive to women. Very funny background stuff there. I don't want to get into all of that. But he had a tweet that went viral the other day where he said the way Democrats should try to win elections is they should try to like America. I'm not kidding. This is the exact quote. Everyone talks about the Democrats' need to moderate on the issues, but what I don't see people talking about is Democrats' need to embrace America as a country. Not a piece of advice you want to be hearing from your own guys. Do we like our own country? But the problem is, this is actually a real problem. It's a genuine insight for him to observe this, because if you look at the polls, it turns out Democrats don't like America that much anymore. And this is actually a pretty new thing. This came out in response to what Noah Smith wrote. Charles Lehman of the Manhattan Institute, he highlighted this survey question that Gallup has been doing for decades. For decades, Gallup has asked Americans, as one of its regular questions in its surveys, how proud are you to be an American? Let's put up the 214 B-roll here. And so that's just the question. How proud are you to be an American? And it's like extremely proud, very proud, not that proud, not proud at all. And in the early 2000s, there wasn't a big partisan gap on this metric. In 2001, 90% of Republicans said they were very or extremely proud to be American, and Democrats were 87%. That's statistically basically a tie, and a Republican was in the White House, so Democrats are a bit more down. Basically the same level of feeling about America. But it started to drop a lot over the 2000s. By the time Obama got elected, Democrats had dipped down to like 80%. They were mad about the Iraq War, mad about Gitmo, and Republicans were still riding high in the 90s. But then what's crazy is after Obama gets elected, we don't swap places. Yeah. Republicans build this durable advantage you can see there in how proud they are to be an American. Maybe part of that is Michelle Obama openly saying she was only proud to be an American for the first time in her life when her husband got elected. Then Trump gets elected. You can see on that chart, Trump gets elected and the bottom falls out. By 2020, only 40% of Democrats said they were proud to be American. And when Biden takes the White House back, that's the thing, it doesn't recover. You can see the surge, but it's a surge from 40% to 60%, and then it drops back again. And now we're at the point where it is under 40%. Just 36% of Democrats say they are proud to be Americans. That's barely a third. So this actually matters a lot for the state of American politics, and I think you'd agree, Danny, because for starters, everyone can tell this. It's colored the nature of what the Democratic Party is offering to the American people. And what they have is it's gone from this offer of, here's our plan to make America a better country, and it's become much more, here is our plan to punish America for its many sins. We saw this in 2020. The message was America's systemically racist. The police are systemically racist. Our cities are these just hives of racism, so it's okay to loot businesses, to burn things down, to rip down our statues, to abolish the founders. And we're still seeing this today, that why did the Biden administration essentially revolve around admitting as many illegal immigrants as possible? Well, it revolved around that because when you are not proud to be American, when you don't like America, you don't like the American people, and by default, you just like anyone who's not American more than Americans. So yes, let's bring in every Haitian. Let's bring in every person from Mexico, every person from China, every person from the Central African Republic. Let them all in. Let them immediately go on every welfare program we have. Let them stay here even if they commit crimes, because on this fundamental psychological level, they've embraced this attitude that America is illegitimate. That's what's going on with land acknowledgments. It's what's going on with the, systemic historic racism attacks you're hearing on, America as a country. And it's what we're seeing now with the, call it the Mamdani message. And we talk about Mamdani a lot, not because, he's going to be president one day, but because he so perfectly captures this vibe that has spread on the left. What's the real problem of 9/11? The biggest problem of 9/11 is that it caused Americans, he says, to give mean looks to this immigrant, this foreigner who came into the country, who followed this, alien way of life. And so another important thing here is Noah's giving this warning, but I don't think they're going to be able to they're not going to be able to close up Pandora's box. They can't put the genie back in the bottle on this one. And it's probably the biggest reason we have a strong shot in the Virginia elections that are happening next week, in the New Jersey elections that are happening this week. We're not blind. We know we're the incumbent party in the White House, and we have a hard time in those midterm elections, and this is a sort of mini midterm. Virginia especially should be really hard. It's the state that's probably been hit hardest by DOJ. It's got again, the double incumbency thing going on. And yet we have a good shot in those races, especially in the AG race, because they're running a guy for an attorney general who says, I believe it's okay to, murder my political opponents. And that is directly connected to that dislike of America, that they don't really view Americans, their fellow Americans, as this legitimate group of people. There's a line I've seen online where it's, when I say I don't like libs or I hate libs, it means I disagree with them, but I would still rescue them from a flood or a fire. And when they say, kindness is everything, it means they want to kill my entire family. And that's what's going on with that guy in, I'm totally blanking on his name, the AG candidate who shall not be named. Jay Jones. Jay Jones in Virginia. And I just don't think they're going to be able to fix this. And there's another clip that this made me think of. This is Zohran Mamdani on his transit reform plan. This is why he's saying it's important that we get rid of fares on the New York City buses. Let's play 238.
I think it's one of the key reasons why we have to make buses free is because it reduces the assaults on bus drivers. It creates a safer work environment.
So read between the lines there. It is important that we not have fares on the buses because then the violent criminals can just get on the bus for free and assault you, the citizen, who doesn't deserve to be safe on your bus. What matters is protecting the criminal. What matters is protecting the person who is harming society. This is something Charlie talked about all the time on this show, the celebration parallax. It's not happening, and it's also good that it's happening. We're seeing this element where the left is embracing more and more radical and overtly harmful ideologies, and I think the root of it is, look at the polls. They don't actually like America much anymore. Email us at freedom@charliekirk, and we'll be right back.